Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. This is episode 350, as well as day 350 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame, and to run 2 major races within this yearly time frame. One of them being a 50K ultramarathon trail race. That was the Yankee Springs Trail Race in Middleville, Michigan on day 156 of my journey. I was able to finish that 31-mile race in 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds, which was a personal record for me. Also, my first ever 50K. Was able to keep the streak alive, building up to the next race within this yearly time frame, which was the Detroit Free Press Marathon on day 290 of my journey. I was able to finish that 26.2 mile race within sub 4 hours, 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds was my official time. Was a personal record for me. Was very excited about that time as well. Like I said, I was shooting for sub 4 and was able to just get it. Was able to keep the run streak alive since that, which has gotten us here to today, day 350. Throughout this year, I've done many multitudes of different challenges, like running a half marathon at least every single month, as well as I did a 7-Eleven challenge in July. Challenged myself to run over 200 miles in a month, which I did twice this year. 2 times, 2 months I was able to hit over 200. Just a whole bunch of random crazy things. Try to challenge myself to draw some pictures this year, which I was able to do as well. So dabbled into a lot of different things with running. But today, being day 350, got out there and put in a short run for the day. So let's break down the mileage for the day today, the week, the month, and the year. So for the day today, day 350, like I said, it was a short day. Put in 1.5 miles for the day. Was just kind of tired. Didn't get much sleep last night with the baby and was up early with the baby. Had to work. And got out not too much later than I normally would have, but got out a little bit later than I would have at work today. And got home and just wasn't feeling it. Probably could have went for the 3.1, but convinced myself to shorten it up a little bit today with the 1.5. Kind of nursed the leg a little bit and try to add mileage tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday to finish off the week a little bit strong. That's the kind of the goal. So put in 1.5, like I said, for the day today. That put me at 10.9 for the week, which put me at 48.6 for the month, which put me at 1,623.9 for the year. So was able to surpass that 1,500 mile yearly goal. We surpassed it by 123.9 miles so far. Was able to accomplish both of the races again within this year and keep the run streak alive. So now all we have left is the run streak. I do have to run another half marathon sometime this month as well to do the half marathon challenge that I kind of did for myself. But we have surpassed the yearly goal. Don't have an official new yearly goal to close the year out. Just gonna kind of see where we end up. I'm thinking somewhere right around 1,700 is what I'm hoping. That's still 80 more miles, so that would be quite a feat, but we'll see. But let's focus in on these monthly miles of 48.6, and I want to do so because every single month I challenge myself to run a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for throughout that month. So this month, the month of December, we are raising money for a great charity. It is St. Jude's Children's Hospital. You can find the link to donate to this month's fundraiser on the Defining Discipline Instagram story or the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story or my personal page's Facebook story. Within those stories, you click on the link in which it'll open up the actual Facebook page where you're able to make your donations. Keep in mind that all donations that get made to this cause go directly to it. Facebook is not taking or keeping any portion or percentage of your donation, which is a really cool thing that they're doing. So every penny you donate goes directly to St. Jude's Children's Hospital this year, or this month. I apologize. So I do know times are tough, though, and not everyone can afford to donate to the cause, but they'd still like to help out. If that is the case, the next best thing you could do is just click on that share button, because, again, we're trying to raise awareness for these causes. The best way to do that is get as many eyes on it as possible. So today being day 350, we've kind of talked about everything we need to for the intro. Let's kind of get into today's actual episode. As always, right before we do so, though, let's talk about today's word of the day, and that is abrasive. Abrasive means literally causing damage or wear by rubbing, grinding, or scraping. Figuratively, it is used to describe people or things that are unpleasant or irritating. So, abrasive. That is a good word of the day for the day today. So, let's actually get into today's actual episode now, though. Day 350, episode 350. For today's theme, I want to talk about value, and just values in general. And to do so because, we all have our own set of values that we kind of live by, and, who am I to say whose values are correct or not? But something I can say, I have noticed is a lot of us like to, judge other people's values. And I agree, criticism can be good. But one thing that I have done over these past few years and continue to do is kind of look at my own values and, and even look back a few years into my own past and look at my values then and things I lived by and things I stood by, and look even farther in my past and just kind of see how I've progressed as a person and my values have evolved as well. And again, sometimes your values change as you get older. As you age and mature, your values are going to change. The things that you deem valuable in your life and the things that you hold most important to you, your aim is going to change as well. But sometimes there's some values that it's hard to let go. It's hard to move on from those values, and they could possibly be holding us back. And the best thing to do, I'm thinking, something I've been doing, I've thought of and been trying to do more and more of, is again to kind of re-examine the values and the current values you live by, and trying to always, perfect them. And again, not necessarily push your values onto other people forcibly, but maybe to truly, practice what you preach, and whatever value you truly believe in, to really practice it, and practice it so much that, it shows. Not don't do it that it show. Don't do it just to show. Don't record it, or don't go out of the way to make it, um, an acting thing. Actually follow along, and follow your own values, and kind of inspire people to do the same. Um, and again, it's kind of like a behind the scenes inspire. People are going to watch, people are going to notice. And again, maybe it's only one or two people. Maybe I guess there is nothing wrong with trying to use technology to help spread your values. But again, it's what I'm doing. But I'm trying to focus on myself, while recording it so other people's maybe can see it and get some inspiration. So I can't say don't always do it, but don't try to do it just to become famous. I don't really care if anyone sees this. 90% of the episodes aren't very great. I'm just trying to, again, work on myself, and that's what this whole year's been about, is working on my running and working on myself, as a person, as an individual. So setting these values and trying to truly live by these values, and setting example that way, instead of forcing other people, forcing your values down their throat and telling them that the way that they live is wrong and your way is right. I don't think you're going to get anywhere with telling people that. I think, again, it's something that has to be kind of taught by example, and people have to be led. Again, you can also lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So sometimes it can be discouraging. But again, I think the whole process is on an individual level of working on it, on ourselves, trying to really, question our values and work on our values and figure out what it is that's worth it, and what it is that we're working for. And what means the most to us within our lives. And again, for me, it's changed so tremendously over these past few years, especially with having my daughter. Um, just I see life in a different lens, a complete different lens, and it's amazing. It to me, I can see the growth and I can feel the growth, especially, like I said, going back and examining, over the years, just how you've grown, the things that you valued back then, the things that you found important, and would have died for, and the things that made you, go crazy because, because it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. There's so many different things I can go back in my own past and talk about, which I'm not going to do. But there's so many things I can think about throughout, going back to a young age of, 14, 15, thinking of the things that was so important to me, going into mid-20s, and then or 20s, and then mid-20s, just aging every 5 years, just looking back and thinking about, what I held valuable to me at that time, and my values in general. And it's crazy to think how much you can grow when you really start to look back at how far you've came so far. You be more open to even more growth, and realizing that maybe even your values right now, again, can change within 5 years. So don't always hold them so close. Always examine them. Always think. Always be open to some sort of change. And again, don't shove yours down other people's throat. Is something I've been trying to really focus in on. I have an opinion, but I'm trying not to be very opinionated. I'm trying to just, not force something down someone's throat, but to kind of be more of a listening ear, as well as someone that just kind of leads by example. So that's kind of how I take values, and that's kind of how I focus on values as of now. I've been really kind of analyzing, like I said, my values over the years, my current values, and even looking into the future and thinking, my take on this right now is this way, but I am completely open to the idea that maybe 5 years from now I'm not going to feel or think like that. So open to the idea of change, and again, trying to really define my values and live by them, instead of just preaching them, to actually practice what I've been preaching. That is kind of what I've been doing these past few years with my values. And again, it's something, like most of these episodes, is something that I need to continuously work on. I don't have it solved. I don't have it figured out. This is something I'm talking about because I think it's something that we could all possibly work on, I myself especially, and I'm continuing to try to work on it. That being said, we're going to close today's episode out, episode 350, day 350. We're only 15 days away from closing this 2021 year out, 365 days running within this year. Today is actually day 353 in a row of me running. Did run 3 days prior to 2021, the 29th, the 30th, and 31st of December 2020. To close that year out, I ran those days and then got right back to it on the 1st of January. So really my run streak is day 353, but for the year we're at day 350, 15 days left. Here we go. Let's get it. It's insane. So for your daily discipline today, day 350, it's going to be examine your values. Realize that maybe some of your values that you don't hold so close to you anymore. Maybe it's time to let those go. Maybe it's time to be open to different values, as well as any values that you do hold, to really follow them, and try to follow them so well that you could lead by example. Because if you truly do believe them that much, you should be following them and not shoving them down people's throats necessarily, but again, giving an example for people to kind of look at and be like, wow, maybe his value of this is why this is going so good for him, or whatever, vice versa, whatever the case may be. So really kind of work on your values, to focus in on practicing what you preach within your values. That's going to be your daily discipline as well for the day. That again pretty much covers it. So thank you guys so much for listening. 350 episodes, 350 days in a row. Like I said, 15 days left. If you guys can, please give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, and share it. You can do that on our Facebook, our TikTok, our Instagram, our YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you've been following along and listening on. Other than that, thank you guys so much. 350 days. It's insane to think about. Get your daily discipline in for the day-to-day. Get your donations in as well for December's 100-mile challenge, which is in honor of St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And other than that, guys, just stay disciplined, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.